Paris, sprawling capital of culture and a key city in Europe's political and scientific development. This week, it's home to the world's leading transplantation professionals as they come together for the 49th annual meeting of the EBMT. At the Palais des Congrès de Paris, a shiny new exhibition area is built up and ready to go, welcoming delegates to their first face-to-face meeting since 2019, with 46 booths across 5,000 square metres, including the dedicated EBMT hub. It's time to get the meeting started, and we're better than right here on EBMT TV. Welcome back. I'm Stephen Horn and I'm absolutely delighted to be back with you for what should be a pivotal moment in European HSCT and cellular therapy. With the full weight of European expertise in all aspects of the field coming together in one building, from nurses to pharmacists, quality managers to patient advocates, we can't wait to see how things unfold. EBMT TV brings you 4 packed episodes throughout the meeting with a daily guide to what's on. In-depth discussion on key issues like cell therapy and GVHD, an interview with this year's Van Beckham Award winner, and coverage of all the top sessions in our daily highlights package. Today on EBMT TV, stand by for an interview with EBMT President Anna Sureda as she welcomes us to the meeting and gives us the view from the top. Plus, in our EBMT TV film series, catch the hospitals, institutes and companies improving care and providing life-saving new options for patients from around the world. Catch highlights from them all today and then throughout the meeting. The EBMT TV show, extended interviews and film series is available wherever you're ready to watch, including on screens throughout the venue, online via the EBMT meeting website and the virtual platform, via the EBMT meeting app, and on YouTube and Twitter. Watch daily for more great content and coverage. First though, if it's all a bit overwhelming being back on site with so much to see and do, don't worry, we've got you covered. Over to Michelle Kenyon now, President of the EBMT Nurses Group, to give us the rundown of what's happening Sunday at the EBMT.
Hi there, I'm Michelle Kenyon, EBMT Nurses Group President. Welcome to day 1 of the 49th meeting of the EBMT. Don't miss the Nurses Education Day starting at 8:30, focusing this year on the nursing challenges in 2023. The Nurses Annual Programme then launches in full on Monday morning with the opening session at 9 o'clock, where we will announce this year's Honorary Member and the 15th Distinguished Merit Award, followed by our fantastic keynote speakers. We then go through until Wednesday with parallel sessions back for the first time since 2019. Don't miss the Nurses Oral Sessions, the Adult Abstract Award finalists and the Paediatric Abstract Award finalists on Monday, and then the Research Abstract Award finalists on Tuesday. All the award winners, including our Best Adult Poster Presentation Abstract Award and Best Paediatric Poster Presentation Abstract Award, will be announced during the Nurses Group closing session on Wednesday. Today is also the Patient, Family and Donor Day that will tackle important issues such as graft versus host disease, CAR T-cell therapy, sexual function and sexuality after transplant, and the psychological consequences of transplant. We will close the education-packed first day with the opening ceremony, starting at 6:15. You'll get the chance to hear the keynote speaker, Leo Lishnik, talk about post-transplant cyclophosphamide, past, present and future, a very relevant topic. Finally, make sure that you visit our e-poster area either on site from 8:30 to 6 or online for more innovative practice and fascinating research. I hope you really have a fantastic meeting. Over to you, Stephen.
Thanks, Michelle. Hope you're all ready for a busy first day and looking forward to the opening ceremony. Now, joining me from the EBMT boardroom for an official welcome to the 49th annual meeting, it's EBMT President Anna Sureda. Anna, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Stephen. So nice to be here.
It's been 4 years since we were all together in Frankfurt. How does it feel, and what does it mean to you to be finally back meeting in person?
So I think that probably the two best words to define the situation are excitement and hope. Unfortunately, we were virtual for 3 years for different reasons. And I think that everybody, including myself, is really very happy and excited to be able to be here in Paris for the next 3.5 days, having face-to-face conversations, interaction, networking, and of course, having an excellent scientific program.
It's definitely been a long 4 years, especially for clinicians, not least those working in transplantation. What's changed in the field since 2019?
In terms of the landscape of stem cell transplantation and cellular therapy, I think that over the last 3 or 4 years, we have seen the advent of CAR T cells that are complementing or eventually competing with stem cell transplantation as the oldest cellular therapy strategy that we have been using. So that has been, or it's going to be, a major change in the future. And I want also to mention issues that we have learned during this pandemic period. So we have been able to elaborate a lot on the impact, for instance, of COVID-19 in our transplant patients, and also the way how stem cells are being frozen and are being handled in a different way, being transported from one place to the other one for unrelated donors. So there have been many changes in the field.
Big changes then, and big changes to come, I'm sure. What does the future hold for the EBMT?
I want especially to mention, first of all, the effort that JC has made during the pandemic period to try to keep up with the inspections, re-inspections, and accreditation of centers. Very happy to say that we will be having the 25th anniversary of the JC establishment, which has been one of the major successes of EBMT. And the second aspect I want to mention is that we are still working in the EBMT registry upgrade. And the registry is for EBMT one of the biggest treasures, and hopefully we will be able to see this really expected and looked forward go live strategy for the EBMT registry upgrade in the next few months.
As delegates pick up their badges once again, what would you like to say to those attending the meeting in Paris? Maybe some for the first time ever.
So my initial words to the attendees to this meeting, I'll say the ones that have been coming for the EBMT meeting for many years, or eventually the trainees and the new transplanters, and also interested in other cellular therapy strategies. Hope that you enjoy the meeting overall. Hope you find the scientific program interesting enough. Hope you also enjoy the going back to the face-to-face format with the capacity to network with other colleagues, not only from Europe, but from other parts of the world that will be attending the meeting. Enjoy the lunch breaks and the coffee breaks, which is an additional opportunity to interact and to discuss things outside the scientific format. And of course, hopefully you enjoy the social events that the EBMT team and the local organizing committee have organized for this year.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sureda, and good luck with the meeting.
Thank you, Stephen.
Now, the pace of change in transplantation is relentless, and like you, we want to make sure we do our best to keep up, bringing you the very latest research and latest guidelines in tackling issues like GVHD, administering the latest cell therapies, and much, much more. It's time for our EBMT TV film series. Let's watch the highlights from our trip across Europe, Asia, the USA, and beyond.
Ours is a not-for-profit organization with a vision that everyone should have access to high-quality healthcare irrespective of their financial status.
To address the paucity of trained manpower in the region, we have comprehensive residency and fellowship programs for doctors, nurses and paramedics.
Being a LMIC, we are conscious of the need to reduce costs of healthcare without compromising the quality. We follow all international protocols and guidelines in patient care.
In the near future, we look forward to collaboration and in-house manufacturing of CAR T cells to make it more affordable. I am truly humbled, and I want to take a moment and thank all the patients and their families who have trusted us with their lives and love.
Io sono arrivata al Centro Maria Letizia Verga nel 2019 perché mia figlia Chiara si era ammalata di leucemia nel 2017, che dà la sensazione di essere in un centro in cui i bambini possono continuare ad essere bambini e non solo pazienti.
The Comitato Maria Letizia Verga was funded by parents who unfortunately lost their daughter. They built a center fully dedicated to children and adolescents with leukemia and hematological disorders.
1985, the first bone marrow transplant took place. Since then, more than 900 hematopoietic stem cell transplantation were performed. Side by side, we worked together with the research lab, the diagnostic lab, the cell factory, and our parents' association for the last 40 years.
Hematology exists at the Inselspital in Bern, Switzerland, since 1965. As a university reference center for hematology, we are active in the entire field of hematology, namely general hematology, hemato-oncology, hemostasis and thrombosis, transfusion medicine, stem cell transplantation and cell therapy. Our clinic is a university clinic, meaning that research and education are part of our duties along with patient cares. We train young hematologists to be the medical experts in the field in the near future, ensuring continuity in high standard of care. We want to offer more rapid and more accurate diagnosis, to deliver prognosis indicators and to manage our patients with the most cutting-edge treatments as possible.
MAGIC is actually an acronym for the Mount Sinai Acute GVHD International Consortium. And we formed MAGIC because we needed to accelerate the advances that we were making in the laboratory to bring them to patients. Graft versus host disease, or GVHD, is the major complication of allogeneic bone marrow transplantation. And it is one of the major obstacles for making transplantation safer and more effective.
It's been an amazing experience to have been involved with MAGIC since its inception. And we've already accomplished a lot, but we think that there's a lot left to do. And now we've hit this steep part where every year we're being able to make new discoveries and develop new approaches to the problem. So it's a very exciting time to be involved in this collaboration.
We are honored to be recognized as the National Clinical Research Center for Hematological Disease, which is certified by our national government, representing the top 3 clinical centers of hematology in China. We have 616 beds in total, perform more than 1,000 transplants each year, and in addition, hundreds of cases with cellular therapies such as CAR T. As the president of Chinese Society of Hematology, We are dedicated to conduct innovative clinical studies for creating novel drugs and products to finally improve the prognosis of patients with hematological diseases. We have extensive cooperation with many international organizations, including EBMT,
The Osaka International Cancer Institute was founded in 1955. This was the first comprehensive hospital specialized in treatment for cancer and lifestyle-related diseases in Japan. Then in 1977, we succeeded in our first bone marrow transplantation. This marked the beginning of its history as a leading bone marrow transplant facility in the country.
We are currently providing hematopoietic stem cell transplantation and CAR-T therapy to 80 patients per year. We are eager to develop state-of-the-art stem cell-based therapies to overcome intractable hematological disorders.
Our Japanese study group has reported a promising clinical outcome using allogeneic hematopoietic cell transplantation in patients with ATL. We are trying to develop an artificial intelligence-supported detection system of ATL cells in peripheral blood. It is our hope that this technique will be helpful for the technicians to identify patients with abnormal lymphocytes in peripheral blood, which would contribute to the early diagnosis of ATL.
This hospital is one of the best places for young hematologists to accumulate their experiences of cutting-edge cell therapies. In the future, I believe those young doctors will have significant impact in the hematology field nationwide and beyond.
Imagine that you received the gift of a transplant and a new lease on life, only to learn that your recovery is compromised by a virus you've never heard of before.
Many transplant patients are highly immunosuppressed and experience post-transplant infectious complications that can be serious or even fatal, but our options to address these have been limited.
Cytomegalovirus CMV infection may lead to increased incidence of CMV end-organ disease, morbidity, and mortality, all of which can be devastating for transplant recipients and their families.
The treatment goal is not only to clear and maintain the clearance of the CMV infection, but to do so while minimizing treatment-limiting toxicities, hopefully improving their prognosis. Commonly used anti-CMV treatments primarily target CMV DNA polymerase and may have efficacy and tolerability limitations for some patients, including the development of resistance, creating a need for alternative agents to combat the CMV infection continuum.
Takeda celebrates our partnership with the medical community to deliver an innovative anti-CMV treatment targeting CMV UL97 protein kinase, which is implicated in processes critical to CMV replication, such as viral DNA synthesis, viral gene expression, encapsulation, and nuclear egress of newly formed viral capsids.
This represents a significant recent progress. To the transplant community, we thank you for your perseverance and partnership over the years.
And we look forward to working together
to improve patient outcomes.
The Pediatric Blood and Marrow Transplantation Program at King Hussein Cancer Center is the only comprehensive state-of-the-art transplant program for children in Jordan and the largest in the region. The program works through multidisciplinary teams where the team consists of experts in transplant hospitalists, nurses, nurse coordinators, pharmacists, PharmDs, and all pediatric subspecialties. The program has performed more than 1,300 blood and marrow transplantation since its start in 2004. We're hoping for a brighter future, and plans are expanding into a children's hospital. We are working on introducing CAR-T cell therapy in our program, and also we are working on getting the FACT and JC accreditation. We look forward to enhancing our international collaboration and working further with introducing more clinical trials and more robust research.
The hematology service at HUG is offering care to hematological patients with non-malignant and malignant diseases, as well as being the center for allogeneic stem cell transplantation for the French-speaking part of Switzerland called Romandie. The main strength of the program is to be engaged for a lifelong follow-up of the patient and also with new strategy in transplant and cellular therapy.
Having at our disposal different options in terms of cellular therapy, conditioning regimen, T-cell depletion strategies help us develop personalized treatment plan for every patient.
In the post-transplant care of patients, we continue with a lifetime annual checkup to detect any late complication. So it requires a good organization with the local therapist and also a strong level of education of our patient and family.
A great set of videos demonstrating the tip of the iceberg of what's been done today to help patients around the world. Those were the highlights. Watch the full 5-minute features from each group online or here at the Congress Centre. That's it for our first show here in Paris, but there's so much more to come as we capture all the highlights from the meeting and sit down for some in-depth discussions with leaders in the field. Tomorrow, we'll discuss new strategies in cellular therapy and bring you all the highlights from the meeting today, including Patient Family Donor Day and the opening ceremony. We'll see you then.